What is up, everybody? DoolieRay here, and today I am crapping my freaking nerd pants because holy cow, some new information just came out on a new multiplayer co-op game mode that is coming to the game, and it sounds mind-blowingly awesome. I'm very, very excited for this, and I think it's going to be great. So Kabam actually already posted a video on this, so if you want to check that out, I will leave a link to that in the description down below. You can check it out if you would like to. It has some good information, but I think a lot of that is going to be covered by what we go through today. So if you would like to, you can stick around, and let's take a look at this post they made about Infinity Dungeons. Okay, so here's the post here. It's called Infinity Dungeons. It's a co-op mode, and let's just read what it says. Okay, if you want to go far, go together. Very wise words. Summoners! The might of the Infinity Gauntlet is under Thanos' control, and with it he now wields unfathomable power. To quell the chaos and disorder, Thanos has locked the champions of the contest away in the underbelly, that's a silly word, of the battle realm in a series of never-ending catacombs. Now the fate of the contest and the hopes of all that dwell within it are on you, Summoner. Enter the Infinity Dungeons and defeat the champions that Thanos has imprisoned within them to free their minds of his control. Okay, so let's try and just read through what's important here. Let's see, Infinity Dungeons is a new cooperative multiplayer mode, arrives April 25th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, okay, and lasts until June 4th. So we have like a good month and like a week or two. So that's okay. Hopefully this is a mode that we'll see more often though, because I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty great. Okay, so Infinity Dungeons is a brand new mode in the game. You've never seen anything like this in the contest. While there are multiplayer modes within the contest, they're fairly large in scale and require participation from an entire alliance over hours or days. Infinity Dungeons is a cooperative game mode for you and one friend, alliance member, or stranger to play together quickly. That's right, you don't have to be alliance mates to play this new mode together. Yes! Okay, this is sick. In Infinity Dungeons, you and a friend or alliance member can pair up, select your team, and face off against rooms of randomly generated enemies and buffs whose difficulty will increase infinitely. That'll be interesting to see what kind of a scale we see here. Get through as many rooms with your partner as you can, but make sure you can take on the next room before you commit, otherwise you'll lose out on some major rewards. So play it a little bit safe, but oh man, this is so cool. I love this. What kind of rewards? Infinity Dungeons are your go-to place for dark artifacts. Score points in Infinity Dungeons to hit daily milestones that grant you dark artifacts that you can exchange for special crystals. You'll also be scoring gold for every room that you finish. Hey, they're trying to help out on gold, maybe a little bit. We'll see how good the gold that you get from this actually is. Okay. And Infinity Dust in the milestones. Let's see. You'll be able to find Infinity Dust during next month's special event and redeem it in the special event store for a variety of resources. More information on Infinity Dust and where to get it will be coming your way next week. Okay. Oh man. Let's see. Infinity Dungeons will pit you and your partner against an endless supply of timed dungeon rooms. So they're timed. Each of these rooms will start with a branching path, one for each of you. On that path you will find 2 possible encounters that link to the mini-boss on your friend's side. It's up to you to take down the linked node that you think will aid your partner in the fight. But beware, Summoner, some of these buffs are brand new and unlike anything we've done before. After you've cleared a mini-boss, you'll be able to take on the boss of the room in difficulties 3 through 6. If both mini-bosses have been defeated, the final boss will use a node that will degenerate their health by 3% per second and will heal your character for every hit you land on them, making them an excellent way to heal up before heading to your next room. Okay. So it's kind of like a life transfer thing? That's pretty cool. Oh! Interesting. So I guess as you're moving from room to room, your champs aren't going to be healed, so they'll still be... Okay. So that'll make it a little bit more difficult to, as you start getting into harder difficulties, to keep on going. That's what I'm understanding from that there. You'll only have 12 minutes and 30 seconds to clear each room. What? It gives 15 minutes. 12 minutes and 30 seconds, what the heck? But that's probably still a long enough time. As long as you can communicate with your partner, whoever you take in with you. If nearby link shields are down, the attacker regenerates 1% max health every hit, and the defender degenerates 3% max health per second. Okay. So it's interesting. Every day, the Infinity Dungeons will feature 2 classes. These classes will determine what champions you'll find in the dungeon that day. Each half of the map will feature only one class, and the boss will be randomly selected from one of those 2 classes. While the buffs are random, like those found in Modoc's lab, these buffs are not able to be re-rolled. Before you worry too much, you'll never be up against more than one of those buffs at once, unless you're on difficulty number 6, the hardest difficulty available, which will feature 2 of them. The hardest difficulty available? I thought it was infinitely difficult. So maybe you can only go to 6 then, and then you finish the whole thing. This is going to be, there will be a lot of testing we can do. This is going to be pretty cool. Okay, so as you can see here in this picture, you got all science class on one side, you got all tech class on one side, so if you were going with a partner, you probably want somebody who's going to bring in skill champs for the science side, and somebody will bring in cosmic champs for that side there. Okay. What do these other pictures show? This one up here, empathetic lock, all power lock, heal block, and face heal debuffs are automatically shared with the attacker for 10 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Cool, cool. Moving on, after you've defeated the boss of the room, both summoners will be presented with a choice to either quit your current dungeon session or to move on to the next room. Both summoners must agree to move to the next room in order for the pair to progress forward. Every room you complete grants you points for the Infinity Dungeon. These points are guaranteed, but completing more rooms in the dungeon will give you bonus points that you can claim when you conclude your dungeon session. When you complete a dungeon, you can see how many points you are guaranteed if you keep going, but also the potential amount you can earn, including your bonus points, if you keep going. Okay, so let's take a look at this picture here. So as you can see, it looks like you can claim the 160 points that you made there. If you complete everything, you'll get the 540. If you fail, you'll only get 80 points, and the difficulty will up by 25% on the next room. Okay, so this is just in the first room, so it looks like it's not very great rewards. You just get like 900 gold. Not super amazing, but that's the first room. So it sounds like there are 6 rooms, if I'm hearing right. I thought it was gonna go infinitely, but it sounded like, unless you're on difficulty number 6, the hardest difficulty available. So maybe that's the hardest difficulty they currently have available. It'll probably be pretty hard. But maybe they'll add in the future, they'll add more levels that you can take on. This is interesting. There's so many questions that I have that I can't get answered until I actually test it out myself. Okay. If you're not ready to call it quits and decide to take on the next room, but fail to be able to clear it, you won't receive as many points as you would have had your team, had your team concluded your dungeon session of your own volition. Okay, I understand that. That makes sense. Okay. Now that you know how Infinity Dungeons work, when you're in the mode, let's talk about how to get started. The first thing you will see when entering the dungeon screen is the lobby page. This is where you will invite anybody from your friends list or your alliance to start a dungeon session. You'll be able to see which of your friends and alliance mates are online here as well. And that's a new feature in the game, right? I mean, we've been able to see, like, the last time somebody logged in, you know? They were last in the game, like, 2 hours ago, 5 minutes ago, whatever. So we've seen that before. I don't know if we've ever seen people actually be online. Like, you could never see if people were online. That's pretty cool. While this will be pretty accurate to within 1 minute, there might still be a little delay between a player logging in and being seen as online. That's understandable, I think, for how big this game is. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Look at how cool that looks. Oh, all right. You invite players here. That's cool. Let's see. Note you will see both your friends and all of your alliance mates on the screen. Very cool. It's going to be a lot of people because they upped the friends list up to 50 people, so it's going to be a very big list. With that, plus your alliance mates, ooh, very, very big. Okay. When you send an invite to a player to party up, they will receive a notification on the bottom of their screen. If they are in a fight, they will receive it after the fight is concluded. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Okay, that's pretty cool. They'll be able to choose whether or not they would like to join your party right from the notification. Okay, look at that. It looks cool. This game is evolving. I love it. Once you have a party of 2, you'll be able to choose your team of 3 champions. Okay, 3 champions per team. So play that smart. Then the summoner that started the party, sent the invite, will select one of the predetermined difficulties. Because you are able to play with a summoner of any progression level, the difficulties available to your party will be based on the team rating of the weaker team in your pair. You will then be able to go 1 difficulty level up or down from the recommended level for that team. Okay. Oh. Cool. Okay. I think I get this. So there's multiple dungeons that you can go to, and each dungeon has 6 rooms. Okay, is that what I'm getting? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm sorry. I'm doing some scheming of my own. Unless you're on difficulty number 6, the hardest difficulty available, which will feature 2 of them. Okay, feature 2 of these buffs here. That's what that's talking about. And as far as number 6 goes, I think it's talking about maybe there's only 6 dungeons, but each one has like 6 rooms. I don't know why they're obsessed with the number 6, or if I'm just making up things that have not been said yet. We'll see. Guys, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, but look, if you see here, reward per room, looks like 900 gold. Hopefully that increases as you go through the rooms. All by myself. Uh-oh. If you find yourself without any friends or alliance mates currently online, there will also be an option to matchmake with a stranger. This option will not be available right at the launch of Infinity Dungeons, but will be activated in the weeks following the launch of Infinity Dungeons. Okay, fair enough. Infinity Dungeons are going to rely on communicating with each other a lot to make this easier, especially with new summoners that you meet through the matchmaking system and friends who don't like typing. We've implemented a brand new quick chat system. Okay, quick chat can be easily accessed using a button at the bottom of the screen next to the chat bar that comes preloaded with a number of key phrases that will help you speak to each other. Okay, we get that. They're adding the chat here. It makes it pretty easy to talk a little bit faster, so hopefully you'll be able to match up with people that you can chat with pretty quick and make completing these rooms pretty easy. Okay. Take a breather. After you finish a dungeon session, the champions that you used will go into a cooldown. It will not be available to use in Infinity Dungeons again until the refresh timer runs out, or until you choose to refresh them with units. There are no limits on which champions you can use. You can use champions that are currently in quests, alliance wars. Oh, that's cool. So they're not going to get locked down. It's kind of like, oh, it's like the arena, yeah? So it's kind of like the arena. This is very similar. But these cooldowns are very big. So for 1-star champions, you're probably not going to be able to do a whole lot. So you're probably not going to be running 1-star or 2-star champions. You might run 3-star champions, but probably not. It would just be like for fun. 4-star champions you could take a bit more serious. You could probably run a few of those. 5-star champions, as long as they're ranked up, you probably want to run those as well. And 6-star champions you will want to use as well. So that's going to take about 3 days to refresh. So once every 3 days you can use 6-star champions. Once every 2 days you can use your 5-stars. And then once a day you can use your 4-stars. So it's going to be a grind. It can definitely be a grind, but it seems this is going to be very fun. Okay. While making new friends and strengthening relationships are their own rewards, we've got more planned for you all. Every day a new theme of Infinity Dungeon will appear, and your milestones for the dungeon event will refresh. Each round of Infinity Dungeons, you'll be able to push for points towards the top milestones in order to earn dark artifacts, gold, and Infinity Dust. Okay, so it looks like we've got dark artifacts, nope, maybe this is Infinity Dust, dark artifacts. Oh, maybe the other, I have no idea. But that's gold. We know that's gold. Yay, we know something. Okay, but look at this. This is going to be such a grind. So I think for a lot of people, you're probably not going to be able to do too much with this here. But for the grinders and the whales in this game, it's going to be crazy, just crazy. Alright, then you'll be able to use your collected dark artifacts to purchase special crystals, each containing only 10 champions. Interesting. There will be 18 different crystals, 6 of each 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star varieties. 3 of each will be available every week, flipping back and forth between the two. Wow. Oh, what does that mean? There will be 18 different crystals, 6 of each 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star varieties. Okay, okay. So they contain 10 champions. 3 of each will be available every week, flipping back and forth between the two. What is that even? 3? 2? Different numbers. We're going to have to see how this actually works in-game. Use your dark artifacts for your chance. Some fan-favorite champs. Magic, Archangel, Doctor Voodoo, Hyperion, Angela. They know who we like. And that's what I like to see. Okay, already have those champions. This is your chance to awaken them. With smaller pools of champions in each crystal and an equal chance at every champion in the crystal, your chances of awakening the champion you're after are at their highest. Not all summoners will be able to see all of the crystals. In order to ensure that we don't unbalance the game, these rewards will be locked by brackets based on the strength of your roster. Newer players will only see the 3-star crystals, while more experienced players will see the 3-star and 4-star crystals, and our stronger summoners will have all crystals available to them. Okay, so that's really interesting. I'm very interested to see how that works. It seems like you're going to be able to zero in on a few of the champs that you really want. It's kind of like bringing back featured crystals, but we'll see how easy it is to get to these crystals. I'm thinking you may only be able to get 1 5-star if that's what you're going for, maybe 2 for the whales, but right off the bat I would say that's what you can expect if you're like a higher tier player. I'd say for the most part we just have to wait and see how this turns out, but I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Why can't we be friends? With all the friends you'll be making by playing Infinity Dungeons, you'll need space in your friends list to keep in touch. You'll now be able to store 50 summoners in your friends list. Okay. Be able to add summoners that you have met through matchmaking at the end of your dungeon session with a quick push of a button. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if I'll be using that, but that's an interesting mechanic there. Let's see, they're only here for a limited time. So yeah, ooh, this Infinity War event is going to be a grind. It's going to be a serious grind. I've heard that they're going to have Valor coming back to the game, which is always a grind. These freaking dungeons are going to be such a grind. Arena's still going on. You got the event quest, plus we're going to have a celebrity challenge. I'm thinking sometime in the very near future, possibly tomorrow. So, ooh, we're going to be busy. We're going to be happy. We're just going to be fed and fattened to a point where we can be led to the slaughterhouse with our wallets. And I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so that's all I have for you on the dungeons. That's my understanding right now. Looks like you're going to be able to play with one other person. Friends, alliance members, strangers. This is what it looks like here. There's going to be 2 classes every day. One class is on one side, the other class is on the other side, and then the boss is randomly chosen from one of the classes here. There are people that are hidden, so that's an interesting thing there. So I think it's random and they're hidden. Maybe it's not random. I don't know. But you're only gonna be able to take out one of these linked nodes for the mini boss for your partner, and yeah, that'll be interesting to see. So once you get these mini bosses down, though, it'll make the boss very easy to take down. Maybe not very easy, but you kind of get a life transfer type thing on that. So that'll be very fun, very cool to see. It seems like your champions are not going to heal from room to room, so you'll be carrying over however much damage you've taken in the past rooms, so it's going to get harder. Your champions are going to have less health, and yeah, I think that somewhere it said there are potions specifically for the dungeons, so we'll see how that adds up. Maybe you'll be spending a lot of infinity dust on that so you can get better rewards, but I think this game mode just entirely is going to really hype up the game. I know a lot of people that have been getting pretty bored, and we've been waiting for a new game mode like this that is just going to switch things up and bring some new mechanics to the game, something fun to play. So we'll see how this actually goes when we get to it, when it becomes available in a week. And yeah, that's all I have for you here. If you have any questions, you're welcome to leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you have any other information that I didn't pick up on here, I'd love to hear about that in the comments down below. But other than that, guys, get your nerd pants on, because this is going to be amazing. So yeah, that's all I have for you. Thank you for coming here. And until I see you next, hang in there. May the RNG be with you. And goodbye.